What's going on YouTube? Today I'm bringing you guys a carry of a game on Lijiang Tower, and as you can see, I just wanted to give you guys kind of like a glimpse into how the process behind my decision making and what I'm thinking in certain moments when I'm having these crazy games that you guys love on Zarya. Now, as you guys can probably tell right off the bat here, you can see my team really isn't doing a very good job of putting any pressure on the enemy team's front line. You can tell because all the damage I'm doing just seems like it's doing nothing. Even though I pretty much haven't missed a clip with Tracer there, I still felt the need to switch. Just because you could see their whole team was just like ignoring me almost, and I wasn't able to do anything. Which is usually a sign that you have no damage coming from your front line. If you don't have tanks that are aggressive in Overwatch, you're going to have a really hard time getting almost anything done. In fact, I would say, you know those games in Overwatch where it seems like you're doing everything right, and it seems like you have the right team comp, and it seems like everything should be working, but you're just not winning the game for whatever reason? Most of the time, that's because your tanks are not being very aggressive. So that's what made me switch to Zarya here, because Tracer, I could see the whole battlefield and I could see exactly what my team was lacking. If you rewind this video and you go back to the Tracer clip that was just on, you'll see my tanks were just non-existent. There was no pressure anywhere. So since I switched to Zarya late here, my primary objective right now is to build charge and to build my ultimate. Without building your ultimate quickly and without gaining charge as Zarya, you probably shouldn't even play Zarya. Above all things, you're on the highest priority should be building that so desperately coveted charge that makes Zarya the insane carry that she is. You know, I see a lot of low tier Zaryas try and like save their bubbles to like protect teammates or like absorb damage in sort of like a defensive tool or something like that. But I don't recommend doing that, and obviously you should be saving your bubbles once you reach high charge. But until you get high charge, just spam your bubbles, throw them out there, because it really does not matter if you save your teammates or whatnot if you don't get high charge. If you don't get high charge, you shouldn't be on Zarya, so get that charge right off the bat. It's really the only thing that you focus on, and naturally, if you're focusing on building your ultimate in the meantime, you'll find that you'll always be in the right spot. So let's just back it up here a bit and just take a look at the plays that I just made in order to get that ultimate. So going right back to the start of that previous clip you just watched, here I am on Zarya. Now, like I said, my first object is to build charge and to build ultimate. Right here, I use my bubble because I see the enemy team spamming, but I end up not receiving any charge. But as you can see, at low energy, you want to focus mainly on your left clicks to build your ultimate. And as you can see, we're probably not going to win any of these team fights. In fact, I'm not even thinking about winning this team fight right now. Since the other team is inevitably going to have ultimate advantage because they won the first team fight, you should be thinking forward to the next big team fights, because you're probably going to lose the next one unless something crazy happens. So as you can see, I'm just kind of lurking in the background. I'm not pushing in there. I'm trying to keep my charge up and get my ultimate all at the same time. You see, I'm not playing very risky. I'm not playing to kill anything or to really do anything except build my own charge and build my ultimate, so when the time comes to actually make a big play, I'll be able to do it. Having a Winston that you can bubble is also a great way to get free charge. And see, now the opportunity presents itself to actually make plays because my team now has ultimates. As you can see, I'm peppering the D.Va. D.Va's a great target for charging your own ultimate, and obviously, in the meantime, you want to make the correct plays as well. But see, I'm just focusing on this D.Va. The team fight's already over, so right now I'm just kind of being like an ultimate whore. I want to get as much ultimate charge as possible and get as much charge as possible. See, I play aggressive, I pop my bubble. So as you can see here, I see the whole enemy team is there, and they're all shooting. I walk around the corner, and I press shift, pop my bubble. Because the enemy team is so ready to spam and do damage because it's a shooter game, they charge me up there. I get it for free, while in between team fights, I'm still gaining charge. So that's a little tip you guys can use there. Just emulate it, put it in your own game. It's super easy, and the lower ranks you are, you're going to get easier charge every single time you do it. So if you guys remember when I first switched to Zarya, I was only left clicking, and I was mainly looking for their Winston, for their D.Va, and I was just constantly spamming my right clicks, trying to make every single one count. Even if you can only get 2% of your ult charge off one single right click, you just keep doing that and keep spamming to charge that ultimate. Now, when you do get your ultimate, when you get your grab, you don't even want to really think about it. You don't want to mess it up, but if you can get 3 players in there, don't try and get 4, just take the 3. And sometimes, guys, if the game's close and you really just need 2 kills, you need to win the team fight, just take 2 people. Don't spend the whole game trying to get an insane amount of... You see, I use the same strategy I showed you guys earlier, where I poke up, I press shift, and then back away. People see a Zarya like that overextended, and they're so happy on the trigger, they just want to kill you. They'll just start shooting, and the instant I see them start shooting, I press shift, and then they just give me free charge, and I walk away. Now, this is another great instance that I want to show you guys. When the enemy's all grouped up like that in the choke point, using your right click to build your ultimate works fantastic. It doesn't actually work that well there because their Zarya was blocking most of it. But if you can land a juicy right click at 100 charge on 3 enemies at the exact same time, sometimes you can get 10%, 12%, 14%, sometimes even 15% of your ult from one single right click. As you can see, I just used Grav, like last team fight it feels like, and I'm already back at 80%. And it's because I never stopped spamming. Remember, I tried to make every single right click count. I want to be building my ultimate. I want to be seeing that percentage at the bottom of my screen, 95% now. I want to see that building every single moment I'm alive with Zarya, ideally. That means every single time you guys are playing Zarya, when you're shooting those right clicks and you're spamming them constantly, spam, when you don't see hit markers from when you're spamming, kick yourself for it. Be mad at yourself for it. You want to make every single one count. Because if you can beat the enemy Zarya to their Graviton, even by 20%, just 20%, that's not that much faster. And if you engage with your Grav as soon as you get it, you will win the team fight, and then you're going to put the pressure on the other Zarya to land a good Grav. Your team's going to be in front, and you're going to be able to communicate to your team, their Zarya has Grav, watch out, spread out. So if you can use your Grav before the enemy Zarya, you're going to have the element of surprise and not going to see it coming. So when you play Zarya, always think and focus on your matchup. Your matchup and who you should be focused on the other team is Zarya, because more than likely it's going to come down to whichever Zarya can carry their team the hardest. Now, I just want to go back and look at this one more time. Now, as you guys can see, I'm at 65% of my ult, and I just rewinded the clip just to show you guys how I'm always thinking about my ultimate, always when I play Zarya. Right here, I'm not thinking about getting kills, I'm just thinking about that ultimate of mine. See, Winston is a great ultimate charger, and I want this free charge once again. Be greedy about it, I want it all. I want to be 100. You see? I'm trying to shoot those right clicks into their squishies in the backline because usually they're not focused on avoiding those right clicks. And I'm just lurking in the background trying to build this ultimate at the moment and stay alive. Unfortunately, I get taken down right there. But as you can see, that constant, deliberate focus on building my ultimate throughout the whole time really does pay off because I'm able to use my Grav more than the enemy Zarya. And if you can get 1, 2, maybe 3, and I've had games where I've gotten like 6 more than the other Zarya, it's game changing. If you can out Zarya the enemy Zarya, you will win the match, I guarantee you. There's a reason I had a 70% win rate last season on Zarya, and it's because I was able to consistently win my matchup. But Zarya isn't always viable on every map. So one of the things you guys want to focus on is knowing when to big Zarya. Like, I'll make a list later when I make a more advanced Zarya guide about which map she's actually good on. But like I said, Zarya is absolutely insane at carrying, and you should always be focused on building that charge, communicating with your team, and always be building that ultimate. Always. Trust me, guys, if you guys focus on building your ultimate, you're always going to be in the front line, you're always going to be aggressive, and you're always going to be supporting your teammates as a tank. Because if you're building your ultimate, it means you're putting pressure, and if you're putting pressure, you're being a good teammate. Now, right here, as you can see, I'm looking at their backline. You see, I know where their tank is, but as you can see, their soldier there only has 200 health, and if I can build enough charge, I can easily take that soldier one-on-one. You see, I continually spam them, and I continually put pressure. And right now, I kind of back off the team fight. You see, I'm just analyzing the situation. Is this winnable? What is happening? You see, I'm not being too impatient. You know, a lot of players might get too impatient and think that you either have to die and then wipe or take the team fight and win. You see there, I kind of let it go. I kind of let it get away. I let the battle come to me. Sometimes you lose the battle, you win the war. And as you can see, I backed off there because I was high charge. I wanted to back off just in case. And actually, I'm going to go back and show you guys. Okay, so here we are at the beginning of the first team fight. And as you can see in the top right, I lost my Winston, but we got one of their players too. So as you can see, I'm high charge and I start to back up. Now, One of the reasons I'm backing up is because I'm not sure whether this team fight is winnable or not, and it's also super important to maintain my high charge. So just in case we were going to lose that team fight in a definitive fashion, I wanted to be able to retreat to my spawn and maintain my charge. One of the worst things you can do with Zarya is to die with your charge. Once you get high charge, you want to play really carefully, but also really aggressively. There's no perfect way to go about it, and that's going to separate you as a player. Now, since I already have my Graviton and I'm at 91%, I want to be thinking to myself, do they have a Genji that can reflect my Graviton? You see, I took a look at the team comps there because I'm checking. Do they have a D.Va? Do they have a Genji? Do they have anything that's going to reflect my ultimate, eat my ultimate, cancel my ultimate out? So as you can see, I'm just waiting, I'm waiting. Now, right there, all I'm thinking right now is get as many as I can because we're going to win this team fight no matter what. And honestly, if you guys engage first, like I said a couple seconds ago, if you engage first, it's so demoralizing for the enemy team because they don't even get a chance to think. It's like, okay, here I am, I'm gaming, boom. Oh my god, this guy has grab already. It's super demoralizing, and it's also just a great strategy. You know, Faker, one of the best League of Legends players of all time. You know, I watched a documentary about him, and what he talks about the most, and what his teammates and his opponents admire about him the most, is his aggression. Aggression is something that you guys should always be focused on, but not just blind aggression. Composed, well thought out aggression, timely aggression. If you're not aggressive, you will never be as good of a player as you can. Once again, I have another grab, and I don't even think about using it. I don't even hesitate at all, because if you engage first, more often than not in solo queue, you will win the team fight. It's not even a question. You guys, you build the charge, you build your ultimate. That's what you're focusing on the whole time. Those two things. You're not worrying about your positioning. You're not worrying about anything else. Building your ultimate charge. Those things, that's all you should be focused on, and I promise you, if you're playing Zarya and you only focus on those two simple things, you will naturally be in the correct position. I guarantee you. It's just going to happen inherently because of you're just going to end up in the right spot, trust me. So focus on those two things, and you guys will be able to carry with Zarya much more easily. I'm going to be making much more videos like this in the future for you guys. So if you guys like it and you want to see more, let me know down below in the comments. Hit that thumbs up button so I can see if you guys really like it. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you so much for hanging out at my Twitch streams, and I hope to see more and more of you come in there by the day. I'm going to be streaming much more frequently now. I really want to get on a consistent schedule, and like I said, keep your eyes open for more videos like this in the future. I'm going to be doing them for Tracer, for Zarya, for Soldier, and I have another one coming up as well. Also some random topics I want to discuss in the future with you guys. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope this can help you out, and I hope that you enjoyed.